Hi, my name's Eric, welcome back to my channel. Let's do some more song sorting. Today I am going to be doing a similar video to my Lana sorting videos, but with Lorde's discography. I anticipate though that this video will be significantly shorter than those because Lorde has a much smaller discography, even though Lana and Lorde debuted kind of around the same time. Lana for a while was on a 15-month release schedule and makes longer albums, I believe. Lorde has 2 albums under her belt, so basically this video is going to be on the quicker side. As with my Lana Del Rey videos, the sorter here comes from the Jesse Pinkman Tumblr account, so I will try to link that somewhere as well. Like I said in my Lana video, I highly encourage you to drop your own list in the comments down below, whether it be a full list or just a few favorites. And please subscribe to be here when I post new videos every week, and hit the bell icon to be notified when my videos go live. Without further ado, let's dive in with battle number 1, Everybody Wants to Rule the World versus Flicker, Kanye West rework. Now, both of these songs introduce a problem in how I rank, because first, I automatically shove covers toward the bottom because I want to be ranking Lorde's own songwriting, and then Flicker is also only kind of her own song because it is a Kanye West remix of her song, so I'm probably just going to shove both of these to the bottom of the list. Perfect Places or Ladder Song, this is another situation where Perfect Places automatically wins, which it likely would have anyway, because Ladder's song is a cover. Supercut or Liability Reprise, again we've got a full song versus basically an interlude, a very beautiful and developed interlude, but Supercut has a whole shape and journey to it, so I'm going to go with Supercut. Sober 2 or Writer in the Dark, I love Sober 2, it really doesn't feel like an interlude, it is more brief, but Writer in the Dark has more of that developed story. It features more dramatic and daring vocals from Lorde, so for that reason I'm going to go with Writer in the Dark. Liability or Hard Feelings. Hard Feelings is a journey. I absolutely love that song, both parts of it. Liability is an amazing piano ballad, but I think just how complex Hard Feelings is, the instrumentation, the production, everything is just pitch perfect on that song, so I'm going to go with Hard Feelings. Homemade Dynamite or The Louvre, this might be a hot take, but Homemade Dynamite is one of my favorites from Melodrama, so I'm going to go with that one. Greenlight or Sober, again pretty similar. There are a lot of existing songs with similar lyrical themes to Sober, but she does it very well, whereas Greenlight felt like a total left turn for Lorde, and I remember first hearing it and being really kind of blown away by just how unexpected it was, so I'm going to go with Greenlight. Team or Glory and Gore, I think Team sounds more like the pop that was on the charts at the time, whereas Glory and Gore has sort of busier lyrics and feels a little bit more like a teenager trying to act big. But Glory and Gore has some really cool images in its lyrics, and Team is very anthemic. I think between the two, I lean towards Team. Magnets or Buzzcut Season, this one isn't even close. Buzzcut Season is just incredible. Ribs or 400 Lux, as you might know from my list of my favorite songs of the 2010s, Ribs is one of my favorite songs in recent memory. I absolutely adore it. I'm gonna go with Ribs. Royals or Bravado. Bravado is a deep Lorde cut that I am very impressed by and that will probably perform really well on this list, but Royals is like basically her most iconic song at this point, so I'm going to go with Royals. Supercut or Perfect Places. This one's really hard. Perfect Places is one of my most listened songs of all time, but Supercut has more of a shape to it, feels more like a journey. The idea of the song is very clever. It's very Robin influenced, which I appreciate. The first time I listened to Melodrama, Supercut was not a song that stood out to me, but it grew on me over time, and I believe it's a fan favorite now. But I think Perfect Places has just all along been one of my favorites, so I'm going to go with that one. Tennis Court or 400 Lux. And while I think Tennis Court is excellent as an opener, 400 Lux I think has even more lyrical cleverness. I absolutely love "You drape your wrists over the steering wheel, pulses can drive from here." That's one of my favorite lyrics of hers probably ever. I'm gonna go with 400 Lux. Royals or 400 Lux. Oh goodness. I think specifically for lyrical cleverness though, I'll go with Royals. That was an early song for me that really made me understand the power of lyrics, and specifically of imagistic lyrics, because it is so full, especially on the chorus, of images. It's just amazing. Million Dollar Bills or Still Sane. I'm gonna look again at the lyrics. Million Dollar Bills has that great opening line. There's nothing I want but money and time, million dollar bills and a tick tick tick. Still Sane feels a lot like you know, a song like Champagne or A Strange Mercy by St. Vincent, and I appreciate that a lot. I think simply for how propulsive it is, though, I'm going to go with Million Dollar Bills. That might be a hot take. Royals or The Louvre, very different songs. The Louvre is just so spacious and atmospheric. Royals is very wordy. The Louvre is such a perfectly constructed song, but Royals was just so impactful. This one's giving me a lot of trouble because I don't want to have Royals too low on the list, but I haven't listened to it as much recently. I know a lot of people have opinions about the sort of reverse drop on the Louvre, but I think it works really well, and the colors of those synths are just so like warm and amazing, whereas Royals is definitely more sterile and sparse. I think in terms of which song hit me harder the first time I listened to it, definitely was Royals, and I think that's the one distinction I can find. White Teeth Teens or Writer in the Dark. Very different songs. We've got a ballad with just amazing vocals, and then a very plucky, poppy song. I think in terms of sort of sincerity versus, you know, a teen being defiant, Writer in the Dark does hit me harder now as an adult. So I'm going to go with that one. Okay, and then obviously Magnets or Ladder Song. I hope Magnets doesn't end up too low on the list because, you know, it wasn't technically her song, but just the lyricism does feel pretty reflective of her. I love the chorus on that song, but I think I will just favor, you know, her own original songs that came out on her own albums. Oh wow, that was quick. Much quicker than the Lana Del Rey one. It only took 104 rounds to sort all of her songs. So in terms of highlights, Ribs was number 1, obviously. And there are only 2 other songs from Pure Heroine in the top 10, and those of course are Royals and Buzzcut Season. The majority of melodrama is in the top 10. The melodrama songs that are somewhat lower on the list are Sober 2, because again, it sort of is a transitional song. Even though it does feel self-sufficient, it does still mostly function as an interlude. And then of course, Liability Reprise, because it feels sort of like a summary of the album as opposed to its own self-sufficient thing, but it is still absolutely incredible as basically an interlude. In terms of original songs, toward the bottom of the list, we have Glory and Gore and Biting Down. This is another list like the Lana list where I do truly enjoy all of Lorde's discography, so I don't have them towards the bottom because I dislike them. It's just I think that they're good and most of the other songs on the list are great. So I hope that you post your own lists in the comments and that you keep an eye out for more videos like this. As always, if you have any requests for video topics I should cover, please let me know in the comments down below, and please subscribe to be here when I post new videos every week. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're staying safe and healthy, and until next time, that's it.